right. Arty Peg, all right?
What's going on, everybody? It's the Arty Show live here in Revere, Massachusetts, episode 80 on this Thanksgiving Eve here. If, as always, the mallet to the left of me. We have the two pups sitting there who just molested Adam a hot minute ago.
I know, right?
It is Wednesday. It is November, I don't even know what November it is. What, the 21st of some sort? Well, Thanksgiving's early this year.
It is.
And it means I don't have work for the next 5 days. And neither do you.
No, it's great. It's a totally different vibe being here today. I will say that.
It is nice not having to do anything. We're going to head up to Kowloon's after this if you're in the area. We're going to eat some Saugus wings and have a Mai Tai and see the Kowloon's crew, if you will.
I have a full a couple days of Kowloon that I have to do because I go tomorrow for Thanksgiving.
It's a mallet family tradition. Go to Kowloon's on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it is.
It reminds me of the Christmas Story when they went to the Chinese restaurant on
the race.
Yeah, and the duck came out and they had to cut the head off.
Well, no, that was like one of the most racist endings. Because remember, he kept interrupting. He's like, "No, it's fa la la, not fa ra 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 ra." Remember?
Oh yes. Tom Goley, who was on this show, I think he came on our show when we were at WEMF. Is watching right now, and he goes, Thanksgiving this year is on the JFK assassination anniversary. Oh, wow. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
So tomorrow when you're, hey, easy there. Hey, Tommy. Jesus Christ. Thursday when you're sitting there eating your turkey tomorrow, and cranberry sauce explodes over the kitchen, just think. It's a reenactment of, how many years ago was that? It was, 63?
Something like that. Yeah, just brain matter exploding all over the back of it.
Over Jackie O.
Yeah.
Could you imagine just being there and one day you say, "Hey, honey," I bet he was sitting there, right, and she was nagging him about like picking up milk at the store or something like that.
There was definitely two shooters. If I'm going to put a list together of top conspiracies that are more likely to be true, that is at the top of my list.
Oh yeah, someone tried to kill him.
Yeah,
that was a.
I think it was our own government.
I think so too.
Because it would have came out if it would have came out already and been declassified.
Yeah.
If it was something else, that's what I mean.
It was something very suspicious about that.
It was two shooters,
and he didn't really have any haters, which was the odd part.
He had a million haters.
Did he really?
Everybody hated him,
but he won the popular vote. He was one of the most popular presidents of all time.
No, but like the mafia didn't like him.
Oh, yeah.
Cuba didn't like him.
Well, Cuba hated it.
Russia obviously didn't like him.
Yeah.
There was a million. Our own government didn't like him. His stance on Vietnam, even though he kind of flip-flopped, was not very well. Even when the war machine wanted to keep going, everybody hated it. So many people had a reason to kill JFK.
Goalie just said to go and he's like, "See Thanksgiving guests you don't like, back into the left, back into the left." I would have used that one tomorrow when I go to my sister's in-laws house for Thanksgiving and be like, "Hey, can I go? Who's sitting back and to the left?" I'm gonna 55 years ago,
and no one's gonna get it. I'm gonna say that too, and no one's gonna get it.
Awesome.
And I'm gonna explain it, and I'm gonna feel smart.
So 55 years ago yesterday, JFK took the big one.
Jeez.
And then they didn't shoot him; they shot the governor of Texas too.
Oh, that's right. Nobody talks about that.
No one talks about that guy being shot. No. But yes, you ever been to Dallas?
No, but I know where that X is. Everybody runs out like an idiot to get a photo.
I've been to Dallas twice. Both times in there, I totally forgot to go there.
Yeah,
like it was one of those things where the first time I was in Dallas, I was there for the NFL, the NBA All-Star game, and the second time I was there was for a Rangers game, and I was too busy getting hammered, and there was a cheerleading competition going on in my fucking hotel room, and I was getting all horned up.
Wait, back up. Did you go to this cheerleading competition?
No, I was in town for the Rangers game.
Oh, just in town. Okay.
Yeah, and then there was like all these like high school and like college broads like in my like hotel just like hanging around.
Question: do you consider cheerleading a sport?
No,
I don't either. I've gotten into fights.
I don't consider golf a sport either.
I don't either. I think you need an offense and a defense to be a sport.
I agree. You need something preventing you. I don't because you need another team to prevent you from doing what. Now in golf, if you were able to like yell at the person or throw shit at them as they were swinging,
yes,
then it would be a sport.
And I have actually gotten into debates with these people, and someone said to me, "So then that means chess is a sport?" And I'm like, "Yeah, technically."
It is because you prevent the other person from scoring.
Yeah, you can do that.
NASCAR is technically a sport because you are preventing other people to get ahead of you.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. It is.
If you're looking in that aspect.
It is. That can be a sport.
But, yes, I don't think cheerleading's a sport. I don't think...
I mean, it's a competitive thing, but and I can't do it. People are like, "Oh, yeah, well, can you do it?" I'm like, I never said I could.
No, it's like a skill thing. It goes up there with, like, gymnastics or, like... jerking off in public. You
Not
know
a
what I mean?
sport. It's definitely not.
Definitely not a sport. It's a skill.
Well, jerking off could be a sport because someone could prevent you and
That's
police
true.
stop you.
You're 17 years old and your mom opens your bedroom door as you're in full thrust and you're sitting there and you're like, I know I'm like 5 seconds away from climax, but I don't want to blow my load right there. You know what I
I'm
mean?
thinking I'm on the subway. I come the police.
Yeah.
I gotta get this.
I gotta do this quick. That door could open any minute now. Anything is possible. Anything is
God.
possible. Yeah. So this is our 30-something Thanksgiving tomorrow. Granted, we make it through the night. And I gotta say, it's one of my favorite holidays for the fact that
Really?
you do nothing all day. There's no responsibility that comes of it. I refuse to host a Thanksgiving, and as far as I'm concerned,
I did that once.
yeah, did I ever do that? No. Susie does a Friendsgiving, which is a lot less stressful, and it's basically a bunch of my drunk friends come over and we sit there on a folding table in our living room. She cooks us Thanksgiving again while we watch football. We look like a bunch of homeless kids who haven't eaten in a week. So
That was hilarious.
she's basically if it wasn't for her, a lot of us would starve during the holidays.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the extent. But yeah, so you hosting Thanksgiving. What the hell is that like?
Well, I did it one year. Before everything kind of, my parents and everybody kind of split their whole ways and everything like that, and my brother we decided to like rotate. It's like, okay, one year it'll be in New Jersey, one year it'll be here, one year it'll be at my mom and dad's house, whatever. So it was my turn.
Yep.
And I just put an order in at Stop and Shop to pick up everything that day. You can do that.
That's a good idea.
It's like $100 and something bucks.
Yeah.
You get the full turkey, you get the stuff, and everything's already cooked, and you pick it up that
And
morning.
you just get to heat it up.
Not even. Sometimes a little bit.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you microwave like the sauce and everything.
Now, do you
but,
tell
like,
people you did this, or did you?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I didn't know shame in it. It tasted great.
Yeah.
You know,
we did Thanksgiving one year. We used to do it at my grandparents' house all the time in Lynn. And then when my grandmother died, like 20 years ago, my mother took it over. But for 1 year, for some reason, between 97 and this year, we decided, my mother was like, yo, fuck it, we're going to go to the Continental for Thanksgiving.
okay.
And if you guys don't know what the Continental is,
Oh, boy.
it's this restaurant in Saugus, which hasn't been updated in probably 30 years. It's a little expensive. A lot of old people go there. It's very, old place. But they have a nightclub now. Not really a nightclub, a lounge downstairs that all middle-aged people. So if you're a middle-aged person, I'm going to say between the age of 45 and 75, and you live in the North Shore, on a Friday or Saturday night, you are probably at the Continental listening to this group called Vinyl Groove, which is essentially a guy playing a karaoke track, and two of his big, bulky, jacked-up Italian friends are singing. And people dance. All they do is they play disco songs.
How many hips do you think have been broken on that floor?
Oh, I've seen so many potential injuries go down. And it's like, you picture, it's like, when I remember being like younger and my parents making fun of like, my grandparents down in Florida when they go to things like this. Now my parents have become my grandparents who go to things like this. And I'm sitting there going, what the fuck? Me and Sue's gone a few nights. We go like on a Friday after work, we'll go up there.
Yeah.
And my parents will be up there and they go up to the dance floor. They have a few. One time my parents go up there, they got so hammered, they called us for a ride home.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, so this is where we went for Thanksgiving one year. And it took us like an hour to get sat. We had reservations. Food took forever. It was cold. It was blah. But it was the year of the wedding call-off, so,
Yeah.
things were a little wild that year.
Yeah.
But, and then my sister hosted it last year, and she did a pretty good job. But, I mean, it's work. I don't know how my grandmother used to do it every year, cook for about 20-something people, cook pies the night before. I remember the day before, she would take the day off from work, and she'd be sitting there, like shaving potatoes and chopping shit up, getting everything prepped.
Yeah.
And then stuffing the turkey, putting it in the fridge, and then the next morning, she was up like at fucking the crack of dawn. All engines fired. She was about 4:11 firing off, cooking a meal for 25 people. Well, my grandfather got up, and all of us went down to the football game.
Nice.
And by the time we got back, he was all my grandfather and his brother and all the other people that went down there were pretty hammered.
Yeah. We rocked Christmas dinner. Christmas dinner was always at home, mom cooking and everything like that. But my mom was always like, Thanksgiving, I'm going to be cooking a turkey in a month from now. I don't want to do another one. Like, just...
So you do turkey on Christmas, huh?
Oh, we do. Turkey,
Yeah.
ham. Oh, Christmas is a big deal.
Okay.
Christmas was always a big deal. Thanksgiving was just kind of like, I don't want to do this and then do it again in a month.
See, we do a roast beef on Christmas.
Okay.
A roast.
Oh, nice.
So my grandmother used to also do that, but my aunt took that over. This year, we're not sure what's going on, because this year, me and Sue will be on our mini honeymoon in Disney World. We're coming home Christmas Day.
Ooh.
So I think my mother's just having something. I'm not sure what we're doing at this particular moment, but Yeah, me and Sue, we spent Christmas Eve at Disney
That's pretty neat.
at a very expensive restaurant we made reservations to. Apparently, it's the cheapest thing on the menu is like $55 for a side of like fucking potatoes.
I want to see a photo. Take a photo of the menu. I want to see this thing.
We were looking at the steak. We figured it's a honeymoon.
Yeah, go
We'd
big.
Spurge. The hotel didn't cost us anything.
Yeah.
Her mom paid for our tickets to the park.
Oh, nice.
And flight was relatively cheap as shit. It was like $200 round trip each for us to go down there. So, I mean, we're not paying for nothing at this point. Yeah. So, like, you know what? If we spend let's do things that we can't do when we have kids. Yeah. Because you can't go with your kids to this fancy steakhouse in fucking Disney World because it just doesn't make any sense. So, yeah, we're going to do that. So, yeah, it's going to be an adventure. It's just her first time in Disney. Yeah. And so that's where we're going to spend Christmas Eve. A couple of years ago, we spent Christmas Eve in Knoxville. When we were living down in D.C., we went down to go visit her mom. Her mom was getting out of the hospital on Christmas Eve of all days. So we spent it down there. But, yeah, it's Christmas, I don't know. It's an interesting holiday. Yeah. You know, but I don't know. Thanksgiving was big. Christmas is big. Easter was kind of like a switch around. See, my grandmother used to take care of all that shit. She'd just go to her house. Now it's like, now you got to respond. I don't have a house. We can't have fucking people here. You know?
Well, I feel like once you hit Halloween's kind of the kickoff of everything.
Yeah.
And then it's like Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. My favorite day is actually January 2nd because it's all over. I love the holidays, but it can get exhausting. Yeah. Because you're bouncing around everywhere. And then
spending
it's like,
money and shit.
Yeah, January 2nd, it's like, thank God it's all over.
Yeah.
Like, I'm done.
You know, it's in amongst actually, but then they go into a depressing time, though, because between January and, like, fucking March 1st, there's nothing going on. I mean, well, I shouldn't say it, because you get the playoffs for football. So, basically, the month of February, it's kind of depressing.
But I've decided, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to be focusing on a lot of editing and a lot of, like, little things. I call that my video game season.
Yeah, yeah.
Because in the summer, I like to go out and actually like to do things. But, like, I feel like in those cold, winter, boring, dreary months, that's kind of like video game season. Like every sport.
January, it's like, you stay in and shit. Like, I get to work, it's dark. I leave work, it's dark.
Yeah, vampire rules.
Yeah. You don't really see sunlight unless you're going out on your lunch break. Yeah, it gets pretty depressing. But, But, you know, I'm very optimistic. I look forward to December 21st because then that day, the days just get longer, I guess, at that point.
Okay.
So, I mean, and then you turn back the clock sometime in March. And when March comes around, I get excited because it's like spring training. It means I'm going to Florida for a week.
That's true. Are we gonna go to like I said, I remember last year when the van left.
Yeah.
With the stupid fucking truck carrying all the crap.
Oh, yes.
I think you and I should this year go to that because I want to follow it. Because and I said this too, I'm willing to bet that fucker does not cross Massachusetts line and drives around the block.
Goes up to 495 and turns around and comes back.
I say we at least follow it to the Massachusetts line. Yeah. And if it makes it past that, then okay, maybe it really does.
Maybe, yeah.
But if it doesn't, I say we follow it.
Because we said hundreds of times, and last year I think we went on a rampage about this.
Yes.
Was that it seems retarded and stupid that a truck is bringing balls and bats and uniforms to Florida to a facility in which the team owns.
Yeah.
And you have to get these baseballs shipped, right?
Yes.
Bats shipped, right?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you just ship them to the location in which you're going to be at?
Yeah.
There's people there 24/7 down there. I mean, that stadium's occupied all year round. Mm-hmm. They have it's a state-of-the-art facility in the JetBlue Park down there. So to me, to have a truck day is oh my God, it's come on now.
So that'll be March.
That would be no. It's usually the second week in February.
Oh shit!
Because the catchers and pitchers got to be down there the last week of February.
All right. Well, I'm taking that day. Let's take that day off.
It's usually a Monday.
I want to see this. I want to sit in my.
No,
car.
I agree. We should do this. We should follow. We should actually document this, and we're gonna figure out whether or not Truck Day actually exists or not.
Think of what would happen if we find out that's actually bullshit. The video we could send into the news.
Oh yeah, that'd be hilarious.
It would be hilarious.
No, they probably all should go. John Henry probably owns every news company in the city too. He's like, oh no, it's Truck Day.
Actually, had to turn back because I forgot. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, we forgot a box of balls.
Yeah, Pedroia's particular about his spring training bat. We forgot
the joy of that fruit.
Yeah, 3 more years.
3 more years of paying that guy, and he's gonna probably play there over him. What's wrong with these dogs tonight?
They know they're on camera. That's what the problem is.
Like, they're never usually this rambunctious.
Yeah, no, yeah.
They're all worked up. Come on, dogs. Come on. So, yeah, the Kowloon. Anyone who doesn't know what the Kowloon is, it's a staple of the North Shore. I work with a guy who grew up in Topsfield, and he lives down in the South Shore now. And I go to him, I go, have you ever been to the Kowloon? He's like, he's never been to the Kowloon. I feel like it's like a place where I feel like it's like folklore. of people who live in the States, you had somehow at one point at the time gone to the Kowloon.
I will say, out of all the big Route 1 restaurants that have come and gone, the ones that were bigger, like the Hilltop, and I feel like it was Hilltop, Kowloon, and, the Continental.
Yeah.
Right? And I feel like the Kowloon was going to survive because they've kind of adapted. They've attracted a younger crowd.
They have,
a little bit. Like the Continental, once the baby boomers die off, they haven't really adapted.
No, because they're too much of a classy type of, like, they haven't really changed they're old school. Old guys love it because it's old school, you know what I mean?
But once you have to always adapt in that world, and they're going to fizzle out, kind of like what happened to the Hilltop.
Hilltop didn't adapt,
Nothing.
They didn't change. I mean, there was probably, when they ripped that place down, layers of dust from of it not being touched for years, you know what I mean? Sioux City 500. Remember that?
Yeah, did they even have buzzers? Did they even get fucking buzzers? They still had the cards.
They gave you a card with
Sioux City.
And they gave you they gave you a number and they gave you a city. Mm-hmm. And depending on, like, Kansas City 400, that's where you were going to go. And so when you got called, you went to that city. So there was one on the left-hand side, there was one on the right-hand side, then there was one upstairs. And then upstairs there was a bar. I only been to that bar once.
Yeah, same.
The entire time. And then there was 2 big function rooms up there, apparently.
Oh, wow.
It was quite amazing.
They did the same placemats with showing the cut of the steak on the cow.
Oh, yes. I
remember that from when I was a kid.
Those rolls were great, too. I remember the rolls they used to give you. And then the steak of the quad. The last time I was in Kowloon, in Hilltop, was 2003. I was in college. My buddy and his wife and one of her friends. Oh, he wasn't married at the time, but it was one of her high school friends or whatever. We all went to dinner there. And we sat in the side rooms. And I hadn't been there in like a couple of years prior to that. So we go in there. We had steak. It was all right. It was nothing special. And then I remember this distinctly. My buddy got steak to bring home, but they had run out of to-go containers, so they just threw a steak in a plastic bag and gave it to him.
That's raunchy, man.
Yeah, it was the funniest thing ever.
I knew somebody that was there 2 days before it closed, and they said that there were mouse traps under the tables.
Oh, yeah.
It was really gross.
I'm sure.
Was horrible.
There's a guy who works for the one of the Saugus. It's in Saugus, the city it takes place, the newspaper up there. And he gets access to all those places the day before they rip it down. So he has pictures, if you look online, of the Hilltop, inside Hilltop, the day before they rip it down.
Yeah.
And he has one of Whaley's up there, too, going through that before they ripped it down and stuff.
That mess. Whaley's.
God. Yeah. $1 million to build that Chinese restaurant in 1993.
Fucker never paid his taxes.
Guy never paid taxes. No. And he had that little restaurant down the hill for years.
Yeah.
And he had one in, Woburn?
Yeah, he had one in Woburn, yeah.
And they were like tiny restaurants. They weren't anything big. And then he decided he was going to have this big monstrosity built that was going to be a half Japanese restaurant, half Chinese restaurant. Spent $1 million at that time. It was a lot of money for a restaurant.
It was so gaudy.
Yeah.
Ice sculptures. There was a river.
Yep.
It was ridiculous. The one in Woburn, though, the building is still there. There's like a buffet there, like once a week.
I think the Kowloon's crew had a conspiracy over the Whalers because it was taking business from them. You know, I think in the guy who owns Kowloon's, his brother is a councilman in the city. Yeah. And I think there was some shenanigans there. I think it was some, like,
No, I don't think so. When you don't pay your taxes, that's kind of an Uncle Sam thing.
The food wasn't that good either. The food was better at Kowloon's.
Yeah, it was.
And
I like Kowloon's.
Yeah, Kowloon's is, like you said, it has adapted.
Yeah, it has.
That place has been around since the 50s.
Yeah.
I mean, my parents went there. Your parents went there.
My dad got banned from there.
Did he really?
I got banned from there once, too. Well, both me and my dad at one time or another have been banned from Kowloon's. My dad, the story, he was with his buddies. I forget, he was like 60s or 70s, and they were driving around. They drove around the back, and my dad saw a plate of ribs in the kitchen through the door, and he went in the back, and he snuck in and took the plate of ribs and ran out and jumped in the back of the pickup truck, and he's like, this Asian guy comes running out. Like that, and me, I took apart a table.
Okay.
I was in high school, and
took a pot of table. How did you take a pot of table?
We stole a table out of Kowloon's.
How?
Screwdrivers.
Okay.
We all had screwdrivers. We're stupid kids.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, but like
and we all had screwdrivers, and we walked in, and this was when I was with the theater people, and we walked in. We had screwdrivers, and we sat down. We unscrewed it, and we all took out pieces of the table under our jackets and stuff.
Why? What kind of table was it?
That was like one of the tables that you sit at to eat.
Yeah, and it was in pieces.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, one person. I mean, no one's really paying attention. One person took part of the table out.
Okay.
One person took some of the fasteners or sticky hole in the table, and yeah, we just left with it.
What'd you do with the stuff that was on the table?
I mean, the food? It was cleared.
Oh, okay. So
yeah,
Okay.
It was kind of how we're hanging around drinking water and trying to figure out how we're gonna do this.
And then what'd you do with the table?
Oh, I don't remember. I think we just left it at someone's place and just chucked it. Or maybe I ended up in the woods.
Imagine being a server and going back to your table and the whole table's missing. Like,
table's gone? Oh, yeah.
Nothing I can clean today.
Well, no, I mean, a few of them were coming out as we were driving off, so they knew. And
I remember they have that sinking bar in the back left when you walk in. And it's like you sit it's like regular seats, but the bartender's like 3 feet below you.
Yeah, it's pretty awkward.
Yeah, it's interesting. I never want to look in the kitchen. I don't know if it's clean or not. I'm assuming, but I've been to a lot of kitchens doing my career, and you don't want to see a kitchen and eat the place.
Well, it's also the one bar you go to where every other bar, people, you need another drink. You need another drink.
Yeah.
They do not want to serve you.
They don't want to serve you drinks, and you literally sit down for dinner. Your food comes out the second you say the word. It's like they know what you want to order, and they get you out of there. Like most restaurants, it's a 45 minute to an hour turnover at a table. I swear they do a half-hour turnover on the tables here. And they don't want to give you drinks. They want to keep that table going and turn around. They don't want you lingering having drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very difficult to get a drink there.
You got to flag them.
Yeah, it's not very... Yeah, they're not very quick on getting you drunk. The only place I've ever gotten shut off in my entire life was Calhoun's.
Really?
It was my mom's 50th birthday party, and we're upstairs in one of the function rooms. And I decided I was gonna go around the menu, drink a different drink. So I got about like 6 in, and the guy told me he's like, "This is your last one." I'm like, "Oh,
really?"
Yeah, so I just went downstairs to the bar downstairs and ordered a drink.
There you go. I do miss, though, there was like a 5-year window where the Comedy Connection was there.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty cool, yeah.
And, like, you had that one there, and you had the one at Faneuil Hall at the time.
Yep, before they were shut down.
Yeah.
Now it's Kowloon's Comedy that's standing.
Yeah, I know. It sucked because it was awesome at the time because you had, like, these big acts that would come through there who were playing in Boston the next night.
Yeah, so basically how it worked was it was in Kowloon's on Thursday, Boston Friday and Saturday, and then the Comedy Connection in Rhode Island was on Sunday. So if you were a comic, you had 4 nights, and you knew you were going to be all those 4 nights. And they kept you in a hotel. They drove you to Kowloon's, they drove you to Boston, and they drove you to Providence.
That was awesome. I remember seeing Jim Norton front row.
Oh, yeah?
Easily, yeah.
Kowloon's,
I saw a few people there. It was just amazing because I knew, like, hey, I'm not in Boston. I can easily go to this one.
Yep.
And
I mean, they still have comedy. They get a lot of the local guys,
Yeah.
like some of the regional comics, I should say,
Yeah. You always go to Prince Pizza and see Lenny Clark.
Yeah,
Or Steve
well, they get the same comedians over there. They pretty much they're gonna do Friday night at the Kowloon and Saturday night at Giggles.
Yeah, I haven't been. Have you been in like an R-rated hypnotist?
I did. I was actually hypnotized.
Did it work?
What year? What was it? It was 2007. It was at the Comedy Connection in Boston.
Okay.
It was on a Sunday. It was the guy who does it around here, Santos. It was
I've seen him.
So Santos is the original guy. He's died. His son took it over.
That did happen because
Yes.
I heard he died. I went to one of his shows.
So his name's like Fred Santos. His son's Fred Santos Jr.
Okay.
So I've never seen the son, but I've seen the father. So he gets you on stage, and basically what they do is they bring you in, and I volunteered. I went on stage, and they do a little test and see if you can be hypnotized. You know what I mean? And then they kick people off. They can't and all that stuff. So I passed the test, I guess, and they hypnotized me. And so from what I remember, I was humping a blow-up doll. I was having sex with a blow-up doll on stage, like humping it.
You don't remember any of this?
I do, but I remember doing that. I don't remember why I was doing it, though. I kind of remember him telling me to do it, and I did it. It basically means your inhibitions go away. So anything that would stop you from doing something, they are able to take that away from you momentarily.
Kind of like you're drunk.
It's exactly like you're drunk.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting on stage, and you're like, all right, when I snap my fingers, you're going to get up, and you're going to pretend this blow-up doll is a sexy girl, and no one cares, and you're going to have sex with her. So, and then me and this kid were gangbanging this blow-up doll on stage. But I knew what I was doing, but there was nothing stopping me from doing it. Like, it wasn't like, like a little embarrassment or like whatever. I just went and did it. Wow. So it's like, it was... Some people got really deep in it. Like, this one girl fell off the stage. Like, she was like...
Yeah, he had one girl go to the bathroom and remove her panties and come back.
Yeah. And so it's like... So I think it's true. I always thought it was very like, they putting plants on there, but I definitely wasn't a plant. I can tell you that much. Okay, but there's some kind of truth to it. And then people do like the therapy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's something to it, I guess. I think it's very, I don't know. It just shuts something down in your mind, I guess. I don't know.
Some people are immune to it, though. I know that they tried to do it to my mom. It didn't work. She tried to see hypnotists like that in a theater, and they kicked her off stage. Yeah, some people are just immune to it.
Yeah, no, I hear it's like one of those things where it's like you can either get it done to you or you can't get it done to you.
Yeah.
But people are leaving comments and stuff like this. It's not scrolling, so I don't know what everyone's saying.
Huh.
But if you have my cell number, you can just text me and we can talk to you. Because for some reason, I see the comments adding, but I don't see what the comments are. So I'm sure our buddy Alex Wallace is watching because he hasn't missed an episode in 80.
No. Oh, he's got to tune in, even if it's for 5 minutes or so.
We're on episode 80. That means almost 2 years worth of episodes in this house.
Yeah,
studio, if you will.
I remember at my high school graduation, we had a lockdown. That night, I don't know if you guys did something like that, similar. Like you graduate and then you're locked down in the school, and you get out like 6 a.m. the next day, and they have like arcade games.
So you don't go drinking and drive your car off a cliff or something.
Yeah,
they did not do that in Revere because no one would have showed up. I think
we had a hypnotist. One of the shows was a hypnotist, and there was this kid who was hypnotized, and he was just freaking out. Like he was told him, okay, like I'm gonna send you back to your seat. And when I say this word, you're going to think the British are attacking us.
Okay.
Right? And he sends him. And this kid wasn't the kind of kid who would, go for it. And he puts him into the crowd, back into the crowd. Show continues. And then maybe 5 minutes later, he says the keyword. And my classmate just freaks out and is running to the doors.
Oh, shit.
Like trying to get out. And the look on his face was like, he's like, why are you people running? Like he looked like really terrified that none of us were like running with him.
That's funny.
It was actually pretty convincing. I don't know if it was real, but I bought it.
It's humorous.
Yeah,
it is humorous. Actually, it's Wednesday. I was gonna say I wonder if there's a comedian up there in Collins tonight, but typically it's Wednesday night. They wouldn't have anyone up there.
Who knows anymore? The Comedy Connection's gone, so who knows?
Collins Comedy, spelled with a K.
I know. That's clever.
Me and Sue were looking the other day looking for something, and we're like, we were thinking we're going to a show on a Friday night or something like that. It's really no one. It's the Eric Powers in the world, I guess, that are up there.
Did you ever get anything from Carl's Sausage Kitchen that's only open like 2 hours in the day?
Never. And I used to work with a guy, and his name was Colin. I used to call him the Sausage Kitchen. And he used to thought it was because he was Dominican, and I was referring to him having a big penis. And I go, no. Actually, there's a place called Carl's Sausage Kitchen, spelled with a K like he did, in Saugus. And it's only open until they run out of sausages.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
I know. Must be nice to have that kind of money.
It's closed now, isn't it? They moved, didn't they?
Yeah.
It's in Danvers now, I think. It's on Route 1 anymore. They moved to like near the Liberty Tree Mall.
Oh, wow.
But the Route 1 is a very unique place with their buildings and, motels, if you will.
That are slowly disappearing. It's sad.
It is sad. How many times have you spent? You spent any times in those hourly hotels?
I've never been in any of that. I've always kind of wanted to.
Ferns. I've been in Ferns.
Really? I want that free HBO.
When I was, how old was I? I was 22.
How old was she?
She was 19 or 20.
Did it have a vibrating bed?
No. But
oh, man.
She was a girl that I used to work with that lived with her mother when I was living with my mother at the time, and all she wanted to do was bang. And like the window of opportunity for us to get it on was like Friday at 5:00 p.m. or something.
That was the magical hour.
Yeah, because I don't know what the deal was. Because I would work. Our schedules were all over the place. She'd work at night too. She was a waitress, but like her, I don't know. We couldn't go over her house. We got caught once at her house, and so we went to. So I'm like, well, we can go to a place on Route 1. They're hourly, and she's like, all right. I'm like, all right. So we go in there, and optimistically, I like booked 2 hours, and like you don't need 2 hours. I would have been safe of a half hour at that point. We get into the room, and it had like a musty smell to it, and
I'm
like.
Sure.
The air conditioner smelled weird. You didn't want to use the bathroom or anything like that. It was like, the carpet looked like it hadn't been touched in years.
Yeah.
So we put like a couple towels down on the bed. We stripped everything down. It was like, oh.
Basically, it would have been the hotel we stayed at in Florida if Joey's reservations.
Yeah.
We stuck with those.
It was tough to get. It was tough to get in the sexual mood, the state of mind, if you will, and in a hotel like that. But she was a cute girl. Now she's married and has a kid and lives down in North Carolina. Huh. She dated Joey for a while.
Oh wow.
Yeah, me and Joey. I don't know if Joey had relations with her.
You must know, because you would know if you guys were Eskimo brothers.
I would. He would, but he was after me, and he doesn't usually kiss and tell. He doesn't want a newcomer coming to the show.
Come in and steal the show.
That would be awesome if we did. I know him and her went on a date for Disney on Ice. Oh wow. I do know that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I kiss and tell, but I have a statute of limitations. Like it's like if I haven't heard a peep out of you in like 3 years, even a hello, it's off the table. I'm gonna talk. You know?
Yeah.
And once that expires, I will talk about whatever. But if I hear from you and you're still kind of around or
sticking around, yeah,
like I will stay hush. You know,
the night before Thanksgiving is a unique night because that's where everyone comes to town, and people typically when your class reunions are around this time and everything.
Yeah.
Last year at this time, I think we were doing the show here, of some sort, because I think there's an episode of us on Thanksgiving Eve. The year before that, where the hell was I? Oh, we were driving. Me and Sue were on our way up here from D.C. with the pups.
Right. Yep.
The year before that, I was a single man, and where did I end up that night? Oh, I remember I was DJing at Margaritas, and then I met up with, so in Revere they do at the one of the VFWs or something like that. Someone rents it out, and it's like all the people go back from high school.
Yeah.
And it's anywhere. It used to be anywhere like from like a couple years older than me to like a couple years younger than me. Then I went there like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, whenever we went, and there were kids who just like just turned 21. At the time, I'm 31.
Is this the one I would come visit you at?
What? Where?
Margaritas.
No. I was DJing at the Margaritas. No, the place we went to was in Revere. It was like a VFW. Right. Yeah. It was like I walked in there with a girl that was a couple years older than me, and I'm like, well, we feel like we're pretty old there. It was all young kids kind of took it over. It's kind of very bizarre.
No.
But now they go to Valari's down on Broadway in Revere. It's still younger kids and stuff. It's like, it used to be the 338 was another place.
338.
There's a giant gas station there now on Squire Road. And yeah, it was a little divey type bar-y place, but yeah, it's the place to go and drink the night before things. The night before. Uber's actually offering free rides to people tonight. So if you're out there getting drunk, you get a free ride from. I think you have. I don't know what you have to. Is there some kind of promo code or something like that?
Yeah, maybe between you sign up. Or...
It's like between the hours of 7 and like fucking 2 or 3 in the morning, they'll offer you free rides so you don't get hammered and crash into a fucking pole and ruin your family's Thanksgiving the next morning. How the hell did you get that off?
I know, right? Look at...
How the hell?
Dog managed to get his own shock collar off. That's a little bit of an accomplishment.
He's like a Houdini.
I know, right?
And he didn't bite it. He must have used his he used his tongue.
And it's slightly impressive.
That is pretty impressive. I can't even be mad at him.
No.
I'm impressed. I'm surprised you didn't just hide it. Oh, we would have never known it was off.
He's chewing on it. He's trying to disable it completely so that we can't get put on him.
He did that to his last one. He bit it so proportionally bad that the power over here wouldn't go on anymore. And it made it incapable of... Then he'd chew these things off so this band wouldn't stay on. And he chewed the where the power plugs in the charger too.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
look at that.
We never shock him. We just used to vibrate on it, and like we don't have to with this guy. We just put him on it. He doesn't really do much because he's afraid he's gonna get shocked.
Yeah.
The other one doesn't give a crap though. She can get shocked. She was still on bite. Remember that? What was it? New Year's Eve we put in the shock collar.
I was trying to remember if it was last Friendsgiving or New Year's. It was Friendsgiving.
Was it Friendsgiving?
It definitely was Friendsgiving.
Maybe.
Yeah, we were. Yeah, me and Maddie were the guinea pigs on what it feels like to get shocked by the shock collar.
It was pretty intense, right? It was a little weird.
Yeah,
a little freaky.
I'm hoping that because there's not as much hair on my wrist as say what's on his neck, that it doesn't hurt as much. But yeah, it was kind of traumatic. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, I've touched little prongs here and like while I was on, and yeah, it's a little violent.
It does. It feels like something's ripping at your wrist. It was going like this. It was
burns a little bit. It's like
a little bit.
So
I can't imagine on my neck, like right in front of your Adam's apple.
Yeah, you don't want that.
No,
these poor guys. Tom, you have an Adam's apple?
And that was a 1, and it goes up to like what, 10?
It goes to 100. Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah. You'll know when you accidentally hit these guys if it by mistake in the wrong mode. Oh yeah, there's a squeal.
Oh yeah.
Ah! Oh yeah, they don't fuck around. But dogs have such short-term memory that they don't remember.
Yeah, unless
not
it's
to do something, but not to do something bad because you get that. Like it's like being a kid and get beat by your grandmother by a wooden spoon, and whatever you did.
So specific. What?
You never got beat by a wooden spoon by your grandmother?
I've never got beaten by a wooden spoon.
My grandmother broke a wooden spoon on me once because I was misbehaving.
What'd she hit you?
Right in the ass.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
She was like a 4'11" woman. She swung like fucking Barry Bonds. That wooden spoon had a lot of miles on it, but there was that one day it was like, the fastball's coming down and in, and you're swinging that bat just splits. I remember just fucking woods flying everywhere. She got right on.
And that's fine. Can't do that these days, though.
But yeah, I deserved it. I was fucking pissing her off. So it wasn't like she was just randomly beating her grandchildren. I mean, we did something that warranted a beating, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean?
Already nobody ever deserves it. You sound like a victim.
Yeah, exactly.
I deserved it.
I deserved
it. Hit me.
What the hell is this? Tom Brady placed on injury report?
Oh, it's probably nothing.
Reportedly hurt his knee after making a catch for his Titans.
He shouldn't be making a catch. What?
Apparently.
That play. That stupid play. Yeah.
Oh.
Not to get too off topic here, but I was reading a report today about how Paps might be going under in 2020.
Blue Ribbon?
Yeah, because they're a bunch of dumbasses when it comes to business. Because it turns out they don't own any of their own distilleries. They pay Miller Corps to actually make their beer, and it expires in 2020. And I guess Miller Corps is trying to. Kind of sounds like they're trying to eliminate them as competition. And they're like, okay, well, we can still do this, but now you're going to have to pay us like $200 million.
They don't own a distillery?
I know.
So that makes sense. I think what happened years ago, they did own their own distillery, and they were going close to bankruptcy. And I think the three big powerhouses was Coors, Miller, and Budweiser. Now Miller and Coors have merged. What happened was, I remember the story. I think they had offered to lease space in their facility to manufacture their beer.
Well, no, actually, it turns out this is something Pabst has always done. They've always had somebody else make their beer, which is a horrible business practice because someone's going to run you out.
Oh yeah,
and that seems like what's going to happen because Pabst actually makes a profit, but Miller's probably like, why don't we just stomp them out? And I guess Pabst did try to buy their own distillery like 10, 15 years ago, but it was this abandoned one. But guess who owned it? Miller Corps.
Course.
Right? So they're like, sure, but pay us like $200 million.
$1 billion.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're not like a small town like brewery. They run mass production. So they in order to keep their business profits where they is, they have to basically buy a distillery, hire a crew, and get that plant running at 110% and overnight. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, the amount of barrels that they would need and the space that they would need for that is like, Miller's like, no way. But I think it's a combination of we don't want to give you the space and you're kind of our competition.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Oh, absolutely.
Look it up. It's an interesting story, but we'll talk about a dumbass business practice, not having your own distillery.
Country's oldest beer, I think it is. It's close. One of them, the oldest beers.
Yeah, late 1800s. Yep.
So you fucked up, TBR. We should offer to buy it off and be like, yeah, we'll buy a company off you for like $100,000.
We should buy Blockbuster.
Didn't the last Blockbuster close?
There's like one left
recently?
in Alaska.
Is it in Alaska? Yeah. It's like a franchisee or something like that.
Something like that.
Someone holding on to the name.
Yeah.
You know, they could have bought Netflix.
Yep. They could have. It was like only like $1 million.
The CEO of the CEO of Blockbuster said that was a stupid idea.
Yeah.
Oh, did he now?
Yeah.
Yep. Now no one has even a DVD player in the house anymore.
Well, I do. But.
Well, Sue asked me if we had a DVD player, and I go, well, the computer has one.
Yeah, I mean,
and most people I talk to have a DVD player. It's their PlayStation or Xbox.
Well, yeah, it's a Blu-ray player.
Yeah, Blu-ray.
Yeah. People have Blu-ray players. I have a Blu-ray player, which is also a DVD player because it plays both.
Yeah, but we're only about 5 years away, and those are obsolete, and everything's digital media.
Not everything, because you're still going to have it's going to be a lot smaller, yes, but you're still going to have like your collector sets that are limited edition that are like I still have like my
yeah, but you can say the same with vinyl though. People still have collect vinyl, but
it's still around.
It's going to be it won't go away obsolete, but people won't be using it as their main mean of media. Like for example, when you have an Xbox in a few years, you're going to be able to download the game directly to your Xbox.
Yeah, you do that already.
Can you already do it?
Yeah, you do that. Yeah, you don't buy you can buy the disc if you want, but GameStop's going to be out of business.
So tonight, if you wanted to buy a game, say you're sitting there, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, or a movie. Yeah. Well, a movie, I know you could always do that, but like a game, you want to play like Red Dawn Redemption 2, and
go to the Xbox store.
That's it. You download it and you can play it.
Yep,
instantaneously. Yep. So Christmas Day, a kid gets a fucking Xbox player, and all your parents have to do is give them the fucking Xbox and be like, "Hey, you can buy a couple games." And Christmas Day, when stores are closed, you can buy yourself a game. Huh. Amazing.
That's pretty awesome.
You can watch a movie. You can download it instantly. Music, boom. Got that. Don't got to go to the store anymore. Amazon. I mean, I ordered some shit yesterday on my ride home from work. You know? It's amazing.
But the thing is, too, you have things like Blu-ray, and like some of the quality on the discs is better than streaming.
Better than streaming, but not as good as the actual file at some point. When you own the file. Like at some point...
Yeah.
That file is going to be as good, if not better, than the actual, media. If you will.
But like you have things like I have the whole collection of the Red Sox 04 championship run into the World Series, right?
I mean, I got that box set right there of DVDs for like the Fenway Park too.
Yeah, I mean you're not going to find that. Like there are things that are always going to exist that you're going to need to buy, and Yeah,
it's nice to have. I mean, it's like I have a vinyl collection. You know, how often do I listen to it? Not very often, but it's there.
Yeah,
I get a box of cassettes. Retro media, if you will, but
the market's gonna be a lot smaller.
Yeah, but when I want to listen to Michael Jackson's Thriller, I'm not gonna go to the album and put it on unless I'm home. But I'm gonna probably just go on my fucking phone and hit play. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
And stream it. And I can change my thermometer of my apartment while I'm 3,500 miles away in Las Vegas. I'm gonna say things have changed in this world.
Oh, big time.
I can literally control the temperature. I can turn lights on in my house from a different country.
Yeah, I don't want to go to that. I know I can, but I don't want to.
Yeah. But you get the Alexis though, and she hears all your conversations.
I know.
You know, she's listening to you, and she's videotaping. Well, not
videotaping.
Yeah. Speaking of which, did you see the new spy cameras they have now? Do you know those little blocks that go on the wall for USB?
Yes.
They have one that looks like that for $35. It will actually stream to your phone. It's a nanny cam, and it actually works as a USB charger too.
Oh, believe me, buddy. I went through a whole stalker thing years ago. I have a fleet of HD cameras, all kind of in my apartment to activate if I'm not home to make sure nobody comes at a paranoia. Haven't needed to use them in about 5 years or so, but I have them.
Yeah, we get the one camera in the bedroom for the dogs when they're in the crate.
It's imagine what can stream to 1080p. That's this big.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh, the quality. I mean, we get that camera right there that's doing the webcast right now, and that thing is minute. And I remember when webcams first came out, like 20-something years ago, and they're so fucking grainy and shit. It looked like an Al Qaeda film.
It did.
You know, now it's like, I mean, what else are you gonna do nowadays? You know, my mom had gotten pictures for the wedding in a couple weeks. We had pictures of all relatives and stuff like that. So she's like, "What, you gonna come home and scan them?" I'm like, "No, I'm just gonna take a picture of my phone." I go, my phone camera is better than any scanner I could scan the shit in right now. I can take this picture right now. I can clean it, edit it, and dock it in a matter of 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And then send it to Walgreens and have it picked up in an hour. You know what I mean?
Who would have thought that a cell phone, the use for what it was originally designed for is obsolete. Nobody talks on the phone.
Yeah.
And that's what it's designed for.
No, it's hilarious. No one actually uses it as a phone anymore.
But I think the first webcam, wasn't it? If I'm not mistaken, I think it was a circle. It was like the size of a softball with a little square lens in the middle.
Yeah,
something like that.
Something like that. It was that size, and I remember when remember phone TVs was like back in like the 80s or 70s. Like, ooh, we could talk to someone and see their picture on the phone. And then they came to like the phase where they were actually developing, and the technology sucked, and it was like, now was it Google comes up that new thing? It's called that sits in your house and it has the camera built in and the screen, and it's like
something like that.
Its primary use is to be like an Alexa. But it actually, you can have if someone else has, you can have a conversation. It's almost like FaceTiming, but in your house for convenience, I guess.
I don't want to see somebody when I'm talking to them.
No, and it's very like weird because it has to be put in a certain location. It's not like your phone where you can walk around and FaceTime someone, you know?
Is it like, you remember the movie Total Recall?
Yes.
Remember how the phone's like, it was the same thing. Like, you could see the person.
Yeah, it's exactly
it was like that?
Yeah.
I don't want that.
Except they came off it 20 years later and actually, you know, I mean, FaceTime's been around for 10 years at this point, you know?
That's true.
I've used FaceTime about a handful of times.
Yeah. I
don't even like talking on the phone. I never alone talking on the phone and looking at the person. You know what I mean? That's like a little fucking goofy.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
What I want to see, you know what I mean?
Oh.
And it sucks now that because as technology has advanced so much, you remember in the old days, you leave work and that was it. You didn't have to worry about it until you went there the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Now it constantly brings you home.
Yeah.
It's terrible. And they get your emails and shit and all that stuff. And
that's why it would suck to be a teenager these days. Like, you get in trouble. Like, if I was bullied, I knew that it was over at the end of the day. Right now, you go home, it follows you.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck that.
Oh, I know kids that who parents track them on their phone wherever they are. Oh, God. They know exactly where they are at all points. Their cars.
You can get around that. Just get a burner phone.
That's what I would do.
I know, right?
Oh, fucking kids are stupid.
They're very stupid.
First thing I was walking to, like, I would leave my phone at home. I would forward my number to my burner phone. So when my mother called my real phone that was sitting in my living room or sitting in my bedroom or whatever I wanted it to be, it would just forward it to my burner phone.
Oh, nice.
And then, like, for example.
Well, those burner phones, were that smart then?
Well, the burner phone doesn't do anything. It's the smartphone that your parents gave you that you can set up a forwarding feature to.
Okay, that's right, yeah.
And you just forward it to any old number.
There you go.
But they don't know where it's coming from.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. Trust me, my parents thought they had it up on me the entire time I was growing up, and I was one step ahead of them. Yeah. So you show me the smartest parent in the world, and I'll show you a kid that's 10 times smarter than that parent.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? Like the tracking devices on the car. You know, you just ditch your car and take another one.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Leave the car where you want it to be.
It's as great as technology it is, though, it creates problems like with stalkers and stuff like that. It can make their lives a lot easier, too.
I want someone to stalk us because we're so famous. You know what I mean?
No, you really don't. I'm going to tell you right now. I've been to the police station a few times regarding like burner phones and untraceable texts. And
I feel like I was borderline stalked in Tennessee 2 weekends ago.
Oh, yeah. That was...
when we talked about that last week on the show where I ran into people that I really didn't want to.
You probably were. That sucks, man. That's not cool.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's all right, but at the same time, you shouldn't have to... No,
it's funny now, but yeah, I mean, it was an ambush, if you will.
But the whole what really ticked me off was the whole like them people standing behind you with a phone cam, hoping that something would happen. That's when it's like, how old are you?
Yeah, I mean, what was gonna happen? You know,
like at least I said I can at least wrap my head around a friend who is annoyed with you because of that whole situation and wanting to say something.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like you're not doing. That ex any favors, and her friend / your ex any favors, and like you look like a child infant, like holding up a video, trying to video. That's just.
I'm thinking like, what could I have done to be extreme to really throw things off? Like, maybe I should have just took Sue's toe out and started sucking it during the conversation.
Maybe she started making out with Eric.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know what I could have done. Like, because the way out, if I could relive this memory again. I would do something very shocking.
I wish I was there. Yeah, I know. It was so on the spot. You know, you couldn't be that quick. You know.
Yeah, like I don't know, like pull my pants down and stick a spear up my butt or something of that nature. I didn't have much room to work with. I was in the corner, and I didn't really have a spare rib at the time either. But if you want to hear about the story, just listen to last week's episode 79. We talk about who I ran into in Tennessee.
And there's been nothing since then. No,
nothing. Haven't heard anything. Been I think they I don't know, did they make their peace?
I have a confession on you. I'm that girl on Instagram that you've been quote unquote talking to.
Can you show me how to message on Instagram? Because someone told me about like a year ago that they sent me a message on Instagram because they were trying to get in touch with me, and I didn't even know Instagram had messages.
Yeah.
And then one time I got like a thing that said like someone commented on something. It was like a friend of mine. And I went to go look, and I couldn't find their comment. And it turns out they were messaging me.
Oh, shit.
So I guess...
see, the old people in us are starting to set in. This is the beginning.
You know, if I was going to message anyone, it would have been on Facebook, like Eric does creepily at 12 o'clock at night when he's sitting there jacking his meat.
How about just text me?
And he see... Is that what you just texted you?
No, I said I would be like, just text me.
Well, that girl we're friends at... we used to be friends with down in New Orleans. Eric had her number, but instead of just calling her or texting her, he would... What, are you looking for your phone?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm listening.
Did you? Is it charging? Oh, there it is. He would Facebook message her, which I think is very creepy.
Yes.
The only people using Facebook message are people who don't have... Or just people like hitting people up in the middle of the night.
The only...
In the history of Facebook message, has anyone ever got laid?
That's a good question.
Oh.
The only time I've used Facebook Messenger is if, like, let's say I lost a contact.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, I need a different phone
Hello?
number.
Susie?
Hi, Bill.
Hi, are you here?
Not yet. I'm leaving the grocery store, but my phone doesn't get service in the garage.
Okay.
So, like, in 5 minutes, can someone come out and help me?
Sure. Did you find a turkey? That's the major question.
I did.
Nice. And it was...
I got the last big turkey there was.
Oh.
Is it succulent?
Yeah, is it succulent?
Oh, yeah, it's fucking succulent. It's a juicy,
Should we tell her she's on the...
beautiful, round turkey.
You're making me hard, Sue.
Yeah, I'm all turkeyed
Give me
up.
movement.
Yeah, well, he's got flickerage.
You're turkeyed out. You've not even had turkey yet.
No, you said you gave him movement with your turkey statement.
Oh, you said you were turkeyed out.
No, I said I got flickerage.
Oh.
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 All right. Well, everyone we're live right now, so everyone knows about your description of the turkey.
You're fucking shitting me right now.
Everyone knows how you a big luscious turkey, juicy turkey, if you will.
I fucking hate you.
Yes. So,
Don't do it.
what happened?
Are
All right.
you
So
really live?
yeah, we're almost done with the show. It's perfect timing.
Okay, fabulous. Well, I'm at the red light by the gas station, so somebody come meet me to carry in this luscious turkey.
Nice. We're gonna have sex with it tonight.
Oh.
All right. There you go. There's your flavor of Susie J. If you didn't think you were gonna get her tonight, you got her.
I love how it's somebody, meaning you.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna help me.
Somebody. Anyone. Usually it's Joey. Usually I send him out there. He's getting her smoke anyways. Perfect timing. So she'll be here in a few minutes, and the show's over, and We'll get the turkey and then maybe get a beverage at the Loon.
Hell yeah.
So if you guys are listening out there and you're in the area, the Saugus North Shore area, the better shore, if you will, we'll be at the Kowloons in a little bit.
It really is.
And yes. So and if you're around here tomorrow and you're at the Kowloons, maybe see the Mallet.
Yeah, you might see me there too.
There you go.
And, if you want to come up and say hi, don't be creepy.
We
Just
got-
say, hey, big fan.
Ask you for an
Hi.
autograph. Are you gonna be with your mom? Is that you?
Yeah, I'm with my mom and my brother and everybody.
Oh, they're gonna think you know this famous guy. I'd be like,
I know.
oh, who do they know this guy from?
No.
You know, don't be creepy. You know, and don't hit on Adam's mom. That'll just be awkward for everyone.
That'd be kind of funny.
or his brother.
My mom will probably go along with it.
Yeah. Anything you're plugging? The potato.
No, yeah, you should check out the Whirlwind Potato on YouTube. The Whirlwind Reports. I did post an article on the Packy, on a video on the Packy.
Oh, I did see that. Yes.
Yeah, the Jurassic Park one.
Yes,
I
yes.
I'm gonna move more of those up weekly.
Nice.
Yeah, onto the Packy.
And next week we'll talk about me and him were going over some old amusement parks and shit. So I want to get more in depth in Paradise. What was it?
Pleasure Island.
Pleasure Island in
Yes.
Wakefield and Paradise Park in Middleton, Mass. 2 abandoned amusement parks that got shut down after 10 years.
Yeah.
We want to know more. We need to know more.
Yeah, we need to dig up some stuff.
So we're gonna maybe we'll even go out there and investigate. So, ooh, a little gassy. Well, everyone out there, have a nice Thanksgiving. Stay safe tonight. Don't do anything stupid. I know tonight's the number one night to hook up with someone you went to high school with. If you do such an activity, I strictly please use a condom.
a prophylactic.
Prophylactic, if you will.
Where did that name even come from?
I don't know. It seems a little weird.
They say condom or rubber or
A rubber, a Jimmy hat.
a Jimmy hat. And with
Yeah.
prophylactic, I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, prophylactic is the medical term. Yeah, don't fuck a girl from high school tonight without a condom because it's probably a reason you guys weren't together in the first place. And now don't make a kid being the reason you're together because it probably didn't work out. Because she's probably a whore. You probably had a crush on her in high school and she probably banged everyone on the football team. Just saying.
I think that's a safe assumption.
Yeah, and now she's banging you because she just made her way around again.
Yeah.
So yeah, so unless you want herpes, wear a condom and have a nice Thanksgiving. Eat lots of turkey. Sit back, relax, watch football on mute, and listen to the Arty 84 show with Adam and all the episodes we have. And touch yourself.
Stay safe.
Stay safe. That's all I got. Packy.com. Like us on YouTube. Like us on iTunes. And we'll see you later. Toodaloo, motherfuckers. Bye.